Hello there YouTube, my name is Rob and I love Rick and Morty. Okay, I just want to make that abundantly clear before we begin, I love the show Rick and Morty. This video is not me trying to say the show is awful and terrible, I'm just pointing out one single flaw in the show, okay? But it is a fantastic show, we should all watch it. So Rick Sanchez is seemingly a nihilist. That's how I see him anyway. God doesn't exist, love is a chemical reaction, there's no reason to care about anybody but yourself. That is a pretty good definition of nihilism. Now Rick even constantly tells his family how little he cares for them. Rick tells Summer that her opinion means very little to him. He actively hates Jerry, not just as a member of the family, but as a human being. And it's revealed at one point that the only reason Rick has Morty with him is that Morty's brainwaves cancel out Rick's brainwaves, which makes Rick very difficult to detect and track by the space police or whoever, I don't know. Rick just doesn't give a damn. And we love him for that. It's really fun to see what a genius mind can do when they just don't care. It's interesting as a philosophical point, but also it just opens up a whole world of wacky fun opportunities for Rick and Morty. But therein lies the problem. Rick doesn't care about anybody else, and the idea of doing something just for somebody else's gain is purely against Rick's just base instinct. So, in the episode Me Seeks and Destroy, Rick and Morty go on a stereotypical adventure because that's what Morty wants to do. He wants to go save a town from a monster or something, and Rick doesn't really care, he just wants to go home. But then Morty gets sexually assaulted in a pub toilet by, as it turns out, the leader of the town they've just saved, King Jellybean. Now, Morty goes back and says to Rick, I just want to go home. He doesn't explain what happened, he just says, I want to go home. And Rick says, yeah, fine, let's go do that. So they leave, but then Rick pops back through a portal and shoots and kills King Jellybean. And that's just never quite sat right with me. Now, we kind of support Rick for what he does. He shoots King Jellybean because he assaulted Morty, and obviously we don't like that. And as it's shown later in the episode, the town doesn't even find out what happens, and there is no justice because King Jellybean's actions get swept under the carpet to help save the king that he was and the good things that he did. So actually we kind of want some revenge and some comeuppance for King Jellybean, so the fact that Rick shoots him, we kind of on board with. He did the right thing. But that doesn't make sense. Rick doesn't do the right thing, that's not what he does. Rick does whatever he wants to do, which is usually the wrong thing. Rick is, by definition, anti-hero. We don't support Rick because he does good things, we support him because he does bad things and fun stuff happens from it. We get to just see what would happen if you just didn't give a shit. So why did Rick shoot King Jellybean? Was it to help Morty out? Was it to get revenge for Morty? Well, that doesn't make sense. Why would Rick do that? He actively says he doesn't give a shit about anybody else. So why would he do it? Is it just me, or does that not make sense for Rick's character? Now, am I thinking about it too much? Yes I am. But do you know what? That's allowed because it's been way too long waiting for season 3 to come out. But season 3 is here now, so I'm happy. But for the rest of you out there, what do you think? Do you agree with me? Or does it make sense for Rick in some other way I haven't considered? Let me know, this has really been bugging me for ages. Otherwise, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, remember to click like, and if you like my content, think about clicking subscribe. That would just be fantastic. Follow me on Twitter if you want to know my opinions on everything all the time, and I will see you all in the next video about something else. Cheers now, I'll see you soon.